in a world that's kind of so busy, the idea to retreat into kind of minimal, clean, simple things, it's a therapeutic way of working. I gain inspiration from reading about Eastern philosophy or watching films, artwork, design, music, all these kind of art forms that explore minimalism, all bleeds into my own work and at the same time my own experiences as well. I think it's quite satisfying to find simplicity in things that can appear quite complex. I mean, nature's quite complicated and it's quite brutal and it's quite extravagant, but at the same time you can see very simple things in nature and you can reduce it down to something incredibly simple. I think the inspiration for this piece was directly inspired by the shape of leaves. I kind of wanted to capture the experience of just looking at something as simple as leaves on a tree and the compositions that they form. With each shape, it's not deliberately positioned, it's intuitively positioned on the page, and I was quite excited to see if I kept that going and at the end what kind of composition would you have. Beginnings of drawings are usually sketched out in very fine mechanical pencil, and then I go over those with more kind of permanent inks and pens. But you'll always be kind of left with the pencil initially. I like to leave that there so there is a purpose for it to be done by drawing and not on the computer. So I like to leave the pencil in to kind of show a reminder that it's done by hand and it's a process. There's much more tangible elements to ink and pencil. And inevitably when you put a shape down, it's going to create a counter shape. I think that's why it's quite important to work with ink on paper as well, because you're not just left with the white pixels of a screen, you're kind of left with paper making its own shapes. This idea of repeating the shapes quite in its early form. So every time it gets realised, it's always exciting to see that final result. Exploring different kind of sizes and how this shape can form an end result. Each time it's different, so every time it's interesting to see. I think so long as I kind of think visually and have visual ideas, I'll always be drawing.